What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Bolero. Sam here with Gab and Maui. We're doing another Lock Maybe or Not. This time, FEU episode. But before we get started, let's talk about our sponsor for the day, Gab.
This episode, once again, is brought to you by Cotton Club Underwear and NYC Underwear. Cotton Club. I love it here. Hindi pa rin nagsasando. Itong dalawang to. Si Nico Rocha nag-commit na rin eh. Nakita ko.
Bad trip.
Sa,
Bad trip yun
sa,
si Nico. Dinamay
sabi
pa
niya sa
ako.
comment. Last episode, nag-commit eh.
Dapat pala yung episode natin na magsasando, kasama siya kasi nag-commit na rin siya eh.
Commit na eh.
Let's go! Mahilig daw siya magsando eh. Paano go workout eh. So, marami na siyang stock.
Oh, might as well.
And Sammy,
Cotton Club ka
I heard from a little birdie called your wife that sandogang ka pala pang natutulog eh.
Oo
Pwede
naman.
mo pala.
Sandogang.
May sando ka pala eh.
Sandogang
Gawin mo
for
na.
life. Cotton Club, syempre. Pero hindi on when doing podcast. Anyway, let's talk about the FEU Tamaraos today. Lock maybe or not, if you're not familiar, we talk about we finalized the 16-man roster of the FEU. So, this is for season 87. So, yung mga pagpipilian namin are all eligible for season 87. We're picking from a list of 20. Let me show you the list over here. Okay. So, from the 20-man roster, sino ang magiging final 16 players? So, Lock, sure, gonna make it to the roster. Maybe, might make it, might not. Na is baka better off skipping a season or practicing with Team B first. Let's get started. Number 1 for me is the returning star of the FEU Tamaraos, or the new star pala of the FEU Tamaraos, Joric Bautista. Another shooter. We talked about Welo Lingo-Lingo in the previous in our UE episode pala. In our previous episode with Nico, one of the purest shooters, but another shooter in the UAAP, Joric Bautista. Gab, I have to start with you. You've loved this guy, 2 seasons, 3 seasons ago. New star of the FEU Tamaraos. Ano masasabi mo kay Joric?
Watch out for this guy. He's the new main guy along with Jan Ray and VJ Perez. So that's their big three. I think that unquestioned big three.
Papag-usapan natin yung dalawang yun mamaya.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Unquestioned big three for FEU yung moving forward, and si Joric lang yung veteran among those three. Again, when I first saw Joric under Olsen Racela in season 85, this guy is pretty decent. I mean, I think he has a better shot than Royce Alforque. And lo and behold, season 86, nag-break out si Joric Bautista. And I love it, man. Again, they tried making him the main guy in the offense early on in the preseason. They tried making him in the LJ Gonzalez role, just running everything through him. But eventually, I think once Coach Sean Chambers settled in, nalaman niya na Joric is better off the ball and running our offense through Jan Ray. So I think that's gonna be their setup moving forward. That's how those two are gonna coexist. It can't be your turn, my turn. I think si Coach Denok, if Coach Denok was still coaching this team, yung gagawin niya. It's gonna be, it's now Jan Ray's turn to go isolation, to go pick and roll. Now it's gonna be Joric's turn. So I don't think that's gonna be how they play. Now it's gonna be, we're gonna run Joric off screens, just let them get open shots from 3. And nalala ko no season 86, si Maui was very surprised to see Joric Bautista actually produce in the UAAP level, di ba? Nalala mo yun, Maui? I think game versus UP pa yun, na uminit si Joric, hit, was perfect from the field, had 20 plus points. Parang si Maui, sino tong si Joric Bautista? Pero ako, sa si Sammy, sinasabi ko na since season 85, this guy, I had my eye on this guy since season 85, and I'm glad he's finally getting the recognition. He's finally getting the usage that I think he deserves, and I think he's going to be a big factor for FEU. In our episode with Navs, I put FEU as possibly my Final Four favorite yung for that fourth slot now. Not anymore ang Adamson. Despite me still being high on Adamson, I like the way FEU has been playing, and a big factor that is Joric. They have a go-to guy now in the clutch. I mean, how many game winners has this guy hit already? Sobrang, I count 3 already. 3 game winners he's hit in the preseason. So, obviously, he's one of the go-to guys already in the clutch for FEU. Maui.
Yeah, I think you've said enough about Joric Bautista. I really loved yung game-winning shot niya against Letran to get third place, diba, sa Phil Oil. I love how this guy has been utilized this offseason. I think in natural position niya is really as that de facto shooter and clutch performer. It's good that they were able to get John Ray Pasaol, diba? Kasi we were thinking that he should play point guard if they don't have another point guard. But now he can continue to play his natural position. It's good that it's also working out. If you remember, yung rumors before was FEU decided to get him instead of Rimogat. Diba? That's one of the reasons why Rimogat had to pack his bags and try out for other teams. But Bautista has been worth it, I would say, for FEU. He's rewarding them for that loyalty also, diba? That he was from the juniors division. This guy is probably primed for a big year. He could be their most consistent player, diba? Kasi they have VJ Pre, they have John Ray Pasaol as those 2 other players to complete that big 3. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens this season. Will we see that full breakout from Joric Bautista? I love his stroke also. And when you talk about FEU, a team who has historically the past 5 or even 10 seasons has struggled with shooting it from the outside, this guy is a luxury for FEU. So definitely the star for this season. I'm excited to see how he performs now that he has that now that teams have that inside look on his game. Sam.
Okay. Definitely a lock, Joric Bautista. Love his clutch moments. Maganda yung sinabi mo, Maui, no? It was worth it. Imagine, they cut Ray Mohogata and they picked Joric Bautista, but now we're seeing why. This guy is also legit as Ray Mohogata. Gab, you mentioned the 2 other guys dito sa bagong big 3 ng FEU. We have to talk about VJ Pre and John Ray Pasaol just dominating the off-season. I just want to lump in another guy. For me, ito yung new big 3 from high school moving to the seniors. Jedrick Daa. Also getting a lot of good minutes. So these 3 guys coming from the high school juniors program of FEU, transitioning so seamlessly to the seniors team. These guys are ready to play for the seniors team. These guys are definitely locks. How surprised are you, or did you expect na ganito kagaling tong tatlong to coming in sa seniors team during the off-season pa naman, diba? It's not the official UAAP games, pero were you surprised or did you expect that from these guys? Maui, ikaw muna.
Yeah. Actually, si Pasaol, I was expecting Pasaol to have instant impact, diba? Kasi he was a super senior sa high school. He already has experience, I think, sa 3x3 Gilas. But si VJ Preas, really, this guy, grabe yung ceiling. Si Gab has been raving about this guy for probably the past 2
High school
seasons.
pa lang, mga juniors.
High school pa lang. High school pa lang. And it's always a problem, diba? When you see wing players or tall players transition to the seniors division, si VJ Pre will be a star. I think for FEU, di ba? I think he could be the best player actually for FEU this coming season, di ba? He's proven that. I think one of the tournaments he averaged 17 and 8 Phil Oil. I think this guy doesn't look like a rookie. This guy has a lot of potential. This guy has to watch KQ play. Kasi I think he also has that he has that potential to transition to a guard wing position. He's that versatile. He's that skilled. Despite being a rookie in the UAE, an incoming rookie in the UAAP, I think lahat ng expectations have been thwarted by how VJ Pre has played this off season. You should be entering the VJ Pre hype train. Ngayon pa lang, if you love Mac Bello, you will love VJ Pre. If you love yung mga power forwards ng FEU and power forwards, small forwards ng FEU throughout the past, Arwin Santos, this guy is that guy, diba? Real Cervantes. Maraming wing big sa FEU na
Mahalata ang age mo, Maui.
lumalabas na matanda na. But FEU traditionally has that wing big player when they're successful, diba? They finally have it with VJ Pre. I think the biggest question with VJ Pre is how many years will he stay in college? That's how highly I think of him. I don't think probably the best case scenario is I think 2 years pa lang he could go pro. But I love this kid. Si Pasaol, I've also loved this kid. But I think we can expect something also with Pasaol. He's gonna be that primary ball handler for FE. A very tall task to follow, diba? And with a long history, if you're talking about guards, FEU's that team who has that long history of great guards, diba? With Johnny A also on the bench nga, diba? Right now, I think that's one of the reasons why they also have had very good guards. Si Jedjic Daa naman, on the other hand, I love yung shooting niya, what he brings to the table. I love yung intensity niya on the other end of the floor. These three guys don't look like rookies, diba? That's surprising. And ang ganda ng chemistry.
Yeah, that's true.
Ang ganda ng chemistry kasi they all came from FEU juniors, diba? I think that's something that FEU could build up. We were talking about this off-air, diba, kanina, Sam? If you look at yung roster ng FEU sa Pinoy Liga, I think 80% came from the juniors division. Mix that with the recruits of Sean Chambers from Phil Foreigners. This is probably the first time that we could be very optimistic as to what we can expect sa future ng FEU, diba? This is probably the season that they could crack that Final Four slot. Again, the most important thing is, since they're playing a lot of young guys, is don't start 0-5 for FEU. I think they have to start good.
Past 2 seasons,
diba?
Okay.
Hirap kasi sa UAAP if you start very bad. It's gonna be a uphill battle, diba? Gab.
Well, obviously these three are locks to me. As to Sammy's question, how surprised are you? Kay John Ray, I wasn't really surprised. I mean, I thought he played already seniors basketball last season in Pinoy Liga. Just had to wait out a year before he could actually play in the UAAP. I was actually surprised that he was struggling early on in pre-season.
Yeah.
Nung start ng pre-season, he was struggling. Yun ang mas surprise sa akin. But as to production, I knew this guy was gonna be good. Yeah, he has the body. He has a seniors ready body already. And he showed it. He can produce. Si VJ Pre, kahit na sobrang high ako kay VJ Pre, the fact that he's doing this sa seniors level as a rookie, straight out of high school, that is surprising to me. Just watch FU and watch how many times they run plays for this guy. Run plays for VJ Pre, whether it's a post-up, whether it's an isolation top of the key, whether it's to run pick and roll himself. Diba?
Tama.
Diba? As a 6'4", 6'5" guy, to run pick and roll all on your own, as a rookie, that is crazy. Again, perfect comparison yung sabi ni Mami KQ. I think VJ Pre is definitely on the radar for Gilas. Anytime you have a 6'4" guy with guard skills, 6'4", 6'5" guy with guard skills, you have to bring him up and see what he can do at the Gilas level, at the top tier Gilas level. The shooting, outside shooting, still needs a bit of work. He can shoot it. I don't think that's a question. He can shoot it. But as to consistency, that's still a question. I love na Nung high school kasi, purely big man ang laro niya. Well, he can't help it, no? He was 6'5", 6 in a high school level. He's never gonna play as a big man. There were flashes of his perimeter game, but I love na ngayon sa seniors division, full on display na yung perimeter game ni VJ Pre. And I'm gonna say it, I think he's the favorite for Rookie of the Year. I think he's gonna I don't want to say run away because there might be other guys like Jared Bahay and Chris Porter from Ateneo or Doy Dungo from LaSalle can possibly challenge for that. But I think he's gonna be the top contender for Rookie of the Year, si VJ Pre. Jedrick Daa, I think he's gonna be the odd man out of these three. Kasi he's not gonna get the same usage that he did in high school, diba? He's gonna mostly be the guy who's gonna be the cutter. He's gonna stand in the corner. Hopefully he hits a good percentage of his threes. And let's see how he adjusts to that role. Kasi nung high school, co-star siya eh. So he gets a ton of the ball, he gets a ton of isolations, he gets a ton of plays called for him. Now it's not gonna be that. It's gonna be Bautista Pre and Pasaol getting the bulk of the plays called for them. Si Daas is gonna be a role player for now. But he's gonna get minutes. As Maui said, these three guys don't play like rookies. They look so good straight out, right out of the gate. I expect them to produce. I expect them to get big minutes. Exciting times for FEU. Just tingnan mo our top 4 locks. All of them came from FEU's high school program. That's how good their high school program is. Sammy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so these three are locks. Obviously, I think I will say I was a bit surprised kahit kay Pasool just because syempre you don't expect high schoolers. Well, si Pasool nga was technically a senior na for 1 year. High schoolers or juniors to just seamlessly transition to the seniors team and be expected to be top contributors. And the fact na tatlo sila, no? Like, isa nga lang o mahirap na, pero 3 guys coming from the juniors team and being this effective. Joric Bautista wasn't this good or wasn't this dominant nung start naman niya, di ba? So, there was a bit of a surprise kasi it just looks so seamless. But I think syempre, we have to credit the players for the work that they've put in. But I do want to say, I think we also need to credit Sean Chambers, Coach Sean Chambers, for how he really developed these guys and used these guys. I think, Gabor Maui, you mentioned, maybe if kung hindi si Coach Sean yung naging coach nila, baka naging iba yung usage. So, I think Nico mentioned Coach Sean Chambers as one of his ballers. I think that's well-deserved. And I would say, itong FEU team, not just the 3 guys, but itong FEU team, probably for me is the biggest surprise this offseason. Among the teams, with how from down here all the way up bigla and how exciting this team is. Sige, let's talk about some returning vets. And I think these guys are locks, but I'm curious to know what you think about them. I think some or most of these guys are locks. Kasi,
natatawa na ako.
sabi ko na ako. Kasi gusto ko malaman. Okay, I'm gonna list them. 4 guys. Returning vets. Roysar Folke, Cholo Año Nuevo, Aaron Bagunu, and Miguel Ona. These 4 guys played heavy minutes last season. Heavy minutes for the team last season. The returning veterans, they're, along with Joric Bautista, they're probably the vets, the leaders of this team. This off-season, my question is parang, how are you disappointed with their off-season? Itong 4. Kasi may mga players dito na, based on the comments of our listeners, very disappointed sila sa players na to. But guys like Alforque, Año Nuevo, these were like supposed like contributors, or Año Nuevo is the star nga supposedly from the previous seasons. Obviously, he's been injured. He hasn't played. So, ano feelings nyo sa 4 na to? And are they all locks to you? Let's start with you, Gab. Kasi nag-guess ka na agad sa... Natawa ka na agad. Go, Gab. Anong mo?
They are locks to me. veteran presence. They've been around, so
Yeah.
obviously
Agree.
they are locks, but they're gonna have to take a step back. I'm gonna interestingly point out Cholo Año because he was one of the guys past 2 seasons. Taas ang usage ng guy na to eh. Playing
Had to
big
play
minutes.
center last year.
That just tells you the quality of Mo Fati. But yeah, can play all 5 possessions on the court, Cholo. But it's gonna be interesting how he integrates himself with this team because we said top 3, I think, are locks. Na si Bautista, Prepa, Saul, they're gonna be the big 3. They're gonna take up a ton of usage. They're gonna take up a ton of shots. Interesting how Cholo fits in. He needs. I do think he needs the ball in his hands to be effective. He runs in transition. He needs the ball to do that. He needs the ball to create offense for himself because he's an all-around player. He needs the ball. He's not that adept of a shooter, not that great of a shooter. We've referenced FEU struggle with shooting. He's one of the problems also there, Cholo. So I'm interested. Is he gonna be the 6th man for this team? He's gonna start alongside
Okay
PJ
yun.
Pre.
Maganda
Oh.
yan. 6
So,
man.
I foresee him being a 6th man. I don't think him beside Pre, Pasaol, and Bautista is gonna work just because they need more shooting. Yung beside these 3 guys. So for me, the perfect role for him would be off the bench as a guy you put in for that energy guy, the guy to run in transition, to get rebounds, to get easy baskets at the rim, to put pressure on the rim, on the opposing bigs. So the definite locks for me. Royce, I just think he's just like si Ian Espinosa. If he's starting, yung magdasal ka. Pero if he's coming off the bench, spot minutes, then good. At least he's a steady point guard. That's how I would describe you, Royce. I'm sure a lot of FEU fans are gonna be disappointed that he's still on this team, getting a significant rotation spot. Pero just be happy na he's a stabilizer and can back up si Joric or si Jan Ray for stretches. But if he takes a bulk of shots away from Bautista and Pasaol and Pre, then you'll be worried. Kasi I don't think you'd want si Royce Alforque taking 10 shots a game. Diba? I don't think that's gonna be his role. But as a steady guard off the bench to run the offense, to get some good defensive plays, to put pressure on the opposing guards, that's his role. Again, much like an Ian Espinosa of Ateneo. Baguno and Ona, these guys are funny because especially si Baguno, there are plays na, uy, ang ganda ng move niya. I remember, Sammy, you had this
May Pinoy
impression.
step pa siya, oh.
Oh, yung may Pinoy step pa siya, tapos sinasabi mo, uy, ang ganda ng game ni Baguno. Then pag mo sa stat sheet, he scored 2 points and had 1 rebound.
4 points, oh.
Parang ganun lang. And that's basically sums you up with these 2 guys. No, I think a lot of FEU fans are frustrated with these 2 guys. No, because they get significant rotation minutes, but they don't do much with them. You can see na maybe they're taking away some of the minutes that could be given to other players that we'll talk about in this roster. But they have to be locks. They're still playing significant rotation minutes for Coach Sean Chambers and for Coach Denok. So they have to be there. They're veterans. I do hope they contribute in positive ways, more positive ways than what we've seen so far from them. But yeah, they're locks. Fortunately or unfortunately, Maui.
Grabe yung kay Baguno at kay Ona. Natatawa na rin ako. But yeah, I agree. Those 2 first, they're veterans, di ba? So they have to mix it up if you want to contend, di ba? You can't put up a full rookie lineup. These guys will give the pointers to the younger guys. Maybe that's their impact. But with these 2 guys, you know what to expect, di ba? I just hope they're ready to shoot, di ba? I can't forget talaga yung they could have won the game against UP, but Ona decided not to shoot.
Si
Hindi niya
Ona.
tinira.
Ona decided not to take that wide
Yeah.
open short stab.
Yeah.
But they have to play better. They have to be more of a veteran presence, diba? If they intend to get playing time, they have to have a more positive impact, as Gab mentioned. With Alforque naman, I think he will have a role, definitely for this season. There will be times, I'm sure, that John Ray Pasaol will be frustrating to watch. He's a rookie guard, diba? He is gonna, even if he was able to get experience last year, still going to have that moment. And Alforque, that's when Alforque will be valuable. You know what you can get with Alforque, as Gab mentioned, a pesky defender, but somebody you cannot start on a consistent basis, diba? So somebody who could explode also in some games. I think he had a very good end to the Fail Oil tournament also. He scored a lot of points. But you cannot expect ceiling, diba? You can expect somebody who's stable with Alforque just because he has that all that experience in high school. In the UAAP college. For Cholo Nuevo, I still remain bullish on this guy despite it all, diba? As Gab mentioned, he has the versatility to play multiple positions. Maybe this is a season that he can finally get over the hump and have a breakout season. Number one, he has to be healthier. Diba? That's a recurring theme during previous seasons. He's always injured. Number two, why I think he could have that breakout season. Wala na yung spotlight kay Ano Nuevo. And number three, they have a ton of players who can create. Diba? With VJ Pre, with Jordan Bautista, with John Ray Pasaol. Maybe he can play his natural position, which is the wing slot. Just be that slasher. But as much as I want him to have that breakout season, it's probably contingent on that outside shot. As Gab mentioned, that's still a part of his game that remains to be very inconsistent, diba? It's very hard. You see a player who has a ton of potential who gets injured all of the time and it's probably not utilized the right way. Maybe Coach Shan will be able to utilize him better this coming season. But I am still optimistic. Hopefully, this is the season that he finally takes that step. Remember, this guy is somebody who I think had Division 2, Division 1 offers. Unfortunately, because of COVID, he went back to the Philippines. So I'm still bullish. Maybe this is the right coach to unlock his potential. Sam.
Yeah, just jumping off that point. I picked him as my parang breakout star last season. Expected a lot from Cholo and Nuevo. I think it's really the injuries that's disappointing or frustrating kay Cholo.
Malas din
Nuevo.
niya eh. Yun yung
Malas.
ang malas talaga ni Cholo eh.
Malas talaga, oo. So it's really that. But maganda yung idea mo, Gab. Pitching Cholo Nuevo to come off the bench. He would eat up the bench of the other teams. He's that good. He's like a starter potential. A starter talaga, no? Star potential. Royce Alforque, veteran guard off the bench. I think that would really help. To be fair kay Aaron Baguno, I know si Miguel Ona, yun nga, natakot. He didn't take that shot. But Baguno is, I feel like he's not afraid of anything. Plays big for his position. Maliit lang siya pero not afraid to play big din. Just to point out, no, you guys mentioned it already. Yung apat kanina, the big four that we mentioned along with Daa, are all from FEU din naman. These four guys are also from FEU high school juniors team. So that's 8 guys we've talked about already that are locks that are from the FEU juniors division. Sa akin, that's crazy. That's crazy to think na yung program na yon producing like these junior high school players and continuing in college. So, I get why like guys like Baguno, On are also in the team. Not just because they're vets, but they've been part of this FEU team ever since. These are
Very stark
teammates of...
contrast, no, Sam? Sa NU, na palaging kinukuha ng UP, or sa Adamson that didn't get anyone. Very
Any
stark
of their
contrast.
players. Yeah, di ba? I mean, I was looking at yung mga photos nila. Baguno is a teammate of Año Nuevo and Ona, I think, from high school. So, yung familiarity, Gab, you mentioned it, like, Pre, Pasaol, Daa, they're very familiar with each other. I think that really helps, no? I think that really helps. Okay, let's take a break. Let's talk about our second sponsor second sponsor for this episode habang 8 players pa lang tayo. Gab, take it away.
This episode is also brought to you by Hype 24/7 Fitness. Feel the hype. And guys, your body needs a temple. And make that temple Hype 24/7 Fitness.
Fit na fit. And I think itong FEU fans should be really hyped. Not just hyped for this season, but hyped for the future. Kasi you mentioned it, 2 out of their 3 stars, Gab, are rookies. So the future looks bright for FEU. Okay, moving on. I want to talk about two guys that I think are locks also. New additions to the team. Number 1, Mo Konate. Their new FSA, and I think you should be hyped for this FSA kasi last year, obviously, not the best FSA. At least meron, di ba? Masasabi mo yun over UST na wala. The other guy that I want to talk about, Omar Gordon. Played sa Phil Oil. Gab, I know you like him, so I want to start with you on this. You were very critical of their FSA last year. Ano tingin mo kay Mo Konate, and then thoughts on Omar Gordon joining the team this season?
Very competent FSA, I think, si Mo Konate. And I am very happy to see someone who could...
After
who actually
lahat ng episode nila before, di ba? You have to say that after.
Oy, si Eman Ojula was pretty decent, man. He just played for 1 season, but Ojula was pretty decent. It was Chuente and si Mo Fati that really left a sour taste in my mouth. And
Mga favorite ko.
And in a lot of FEU fans' mouth, these guys were just very subpar, if I may say so myself.
Just so happened, yun yung dalawang seasons that they didn't make it to the Final Four with those 2 FSAs.
And but with Mo Konate, I think guy can ball. That's simply it. He's competent. He can stand with the best. I think he's not in the same level, I think, as Precious Mamawe or Henry Agunane, but he's up there with the likes of maybe Kingsley Ododo from UP, Amotong Kara from UST. He's up there. He can produce. He has good hands. My post moves. I remember watching him for the first time in Pinoy Liga. Tapos nag-message agad ako sa inyo, uy pare, may post moves ng FSA ng FEU. Kaya
May
maka-score.
Nowhere to go but up, bro. Nowhere to go but up, sabi nga na. Speaking of, kinalimutan mo si Omar Jan.
Oh, sorry. Omar Jan pala, sorry. Maybe same.
Our friend.
I think he's even way more competent than Omar Jan, to be honest. But yeah, Mo Konate has been racking up double-doubles throughout the preseason. He's played, I think, every game for FEU in Pinoy Liga and in Phil Oil. And he can protect the rim. He does get killed sometimes on switches, but he can score in the paint. He's competent enough. And I'd be happy to see him just play on the court and be a good center for FEU. And I think a lot of FEU fans are finally happy that they get a competent FSA. And si Bert Flores, I keep on remembering the interview nung Pinoy Liga, yung sabi niya, yeah, we're excited for Mo Konate kasi basically sinabi niya, hindi magaling yung previous FSA namin. So ito, may magaling na kami. So just throwing shade to Mo Fati. That's how, I think that tells you all you need to know about their FSA problems the past 2 seasons. But he's definitely a lock. Si Omar Gordon, very raw on offense. But on defense, I think you like what you see. He's athletic. He's a big, bulky dude. And I think he's gonna get some spare minutes here. I did mention to you guys in stretches in Phil Oil, he was being tasked with guarding the likes of a KQ, guarding the likes of a Nick Cabanero, Jake Figueroa, because he's athletic, he can move his feet, he's very strong. So offensive wise, I don't think you're gonna expect much from him. Again, guys, this guy is very, very raw, but big body dude, athletic. I think he's gonna make the lineup.
Yeah. I think FPU fans have a reason to be optimistic, di ba? With Muhammad Konate. I've been saying this the whole of season or maybe even last season. For you to contend to make it the Final Four, you need a competent FSA in the UAAP, di ba? I think that's one of the main reasons why teams like Ateneo have struggled mightily this offseason also, di ba? Konate brings that to the table to FEU finally, and that could spell the difference of them finally making it to the Final Four. I'm excited to see how they develop it. We've actually talked about this. We're surprised that they got another FSA, di ba? For the coming season, for season 88. Kasi we really like what we've seen with Konate. Maybe it's added motivation, I don't know. But this is probably since Ujula, the first time that FEU fans will get a competent FSA. Diba? He fits in perfectly with the other big players of top players of FEU. He'll just do the dirty work, rack up double-doubles, match up with the other FSAs. I'm excited to see how he performs. On the other hand, si Gordon, based on what we've seen so far as a specialist, he could get some spot minutes just because of that, diba? Despite being raw on the offensive end. Having a specialty usually gives you the opportunity to get spot minutes. It gives the coach an idea kasi of what to expect from you every time. It's one of the reasons why players like Kitevis gets minutes for Ateneo, players like the other shooters in other teams get a ton of minutes because specialties oftentimes, despite not being as polished as the other players, you know what to expect. And with Gordon, it's a welcome sight that they have that stopper, di ba? Kasi they have players who are probably have the potential to be star players. Now they have that guy who can do the dirty work also. So, I'm excited for FEU. Diba? We've seen them perform really well in the off-season, and with Sean Chambers at the helm, it looks good. It looks good on paper. Ang ganda ng combination ng Phil Foreigners and potentially yung juniors division nila. There's a reason why Coach Tim Cone also has also requested for Sean Chambers to be part of Gilas, diba? Kasi with his vast connections and with how he's been able to utilize these young players, I'm excited to see what he can do for FEU. This is the fresh start that Gab was mentioning that they need. A new coach, diba? A new system, a new culture to be developed in FEU. Sam.
Yeah, I think it's yung recruitment of Coach Sean Chambers is still underrated, no. Despite like all the great guys that have come in like sina Pasaol and Pre, you can't forget that change in the coaching then with Coach Sean Chambers. I think that has really elevated them exponentially in terms of like the growth. Kasi I remember at the start of the season, nung una pa lang natin narinig si Coach Sean Chambers, parang the listeners or FEU fans that commented sa post natin, parang they were saying, I'm hopeful, pero hindi din ako nag-expect, ganyan. But after the off-season, the pre-season, parang ready to contend na. Diba, Gab? Even ikaw, initially, when you did your power rankings, you didn't have FEU as your Final Four contender. But with the most recent one that we did with Sinanabs and Nico, now it's FEU. So we also have to really credit Coach Sean for that. These two guys, Mo Konate, Omar Gordon, Lux. So we do have 10 guys now. Nowhere to go but up nga sa FSA. Nasabi niyo na. For the last 6 roster spots, medyo ibahin natin. Let's combine everyone. Kasi if you look at the remaining roster, you have returning players that didn't get much playing time from last season. Guys like si Beato, Felipe, Buenaventura, Montemayor. And then you have like new recruits, Godines, Tabok-Tabok. I hope I said that name right. And you have yung mga Phil Foreign recruits of Coach Sean Chambers that are grabe din yung hype behind them, selected by Coach Sean, but we haven't seen much we haven't seen them at all. Guys like Jaden Jones, Adam Nakay, Malakay Bok, Nicolas Dunke. So, paano natin pipiliin ngayon yung last 6 roster spot based on those? Do we pick like the returning guys that played last season? Do we pick the Phil Foreign that we haven't seen? Di natin alam. It's not always a hit, diba? We know that. It's not always a lock for these Phil Foreigners. So, Maui, ikaw ba meron kang like picks dito based on your research or whatever, what you've seen na locks for you or maybe ka na rin?
Yeah, I think Jaden Jones should be a lock, diba, with all the hype that's surrounded him. We've also seen a glimpse of him from his Gilas days. There's a reason why a ton of teams wanted to get this guy. I think he's a lock to make it. We haven't seen him play in the seniors division, so hard to gauge pa what to expect right now. But they probably have a younger Cholo Nuevo coming. I think that's probably the problem with Cholo Nuevo with Jaden Jones, diba? Medyo may overlap.
Okay.
May overlap as that wing player. I'm excited to see how he fits in with VJ Pre and John Ray Pasaol and Joric Bautista, especially with VJ Pre. Diba? Kasi VJ Pre looks like the future star of FEU and they're basically playing almost the same position. I think that's one of the main concerns of Cholo Nuevo right now. Two young guys who are playing the same position or very promising. Another player is Luke Felipe. This guy has been in the news during the preseason, diba? He is shooting has really stood out. Diba? I think that's something that's very important when you talk about FEU, especially, and when you talk about the UAAP, it's shooters game right now. You can't have one shooter. That's something that FEU has proven in the past, diba, with Cyrus Torres. I think this guy could get that Cyrus Torres type of usage off the bench. He has proven that he can have big games in the offseason. It's definitely a lock. Losing some of their players also from the bench has given him the opportunity to get more usage, and I think he should be a lock. Yeah,
Another
I think those
FEU
two.
juniors player, by the way.
Another FEU juniors. Ang ganda ng development ng FEU juniors, and the good thing about it is, despite all of the recruiting wars, diba, they've been able to keep these players as homegrown players for their seniors division. Diba? I think that's why other teams are starting to take advantage and really work on their high school lineups, diba? Because FEU looks like a team that's already established in juniors divisions nila. But these two guys should be locks, in my opinion. They cannot not make the lineup for this season. Gab.
Agree with that?
I agree. Yeah, I do. I think si Jaden Jones, former Batang Gilas, again, I don't want to judge the guy based on his game because highlight reel bias. You can only see highlights. I mean, ano makukuha mo doon? We haven't seen him play a full game yet for FEU. I would lock him in. Just sabi ni Maui, a lot of hype surrounding this guy. It would be a shock to me if he's not in the lineup for season 87. Luke Felipe, yeah. I mean, he's been getting big minutes already. Has developed his shot over the course of the preseason. He's gonna be that corner shooter for FEU. I think a lot of FEU fans were actually shocked that last season he wasn't getting a ton of minutes under Coach Denok. So now he has a chance for minutes. It'll be interesting to see how much minutes he gets, given that Cholo and Jaden Jones are coming. And sabi nga ni Maui, they play the same position. So that another guy who's been consistently a fixture in the FEU lineups, John Godinez, I think is going to settle in as a third string point guard for this team. Now, is he spectacular? Not really. He's pretty
also
small.
Yeah.
He's pretty small, but same thing kay Royce, no? Stable point guard. A stable point guard. I mean, he can run the offense, can shoot for a bit, but I don't think you'll expect him to be, the overwhelming guy like a John Felicil that type. I don't think he's that type of player. But I think he'll be part of the team, just so that throughout the preseason he's been getting rotation minutes. So those three, I think, out of all the players that you said, I think those are the locks. The rest for me are maybes. Maybe we can talk about the other players that you mentioned, Sam.
Yeah, maybe a guy like Beato, returning player 6'7", legit size. I know so he barely gets any playing time, but I'm thinking just the size, 'di ba? Yun yung pag ganitong mga last few roster spots, baka that's a consideration for us, especially if your competition for the backup center is Miguel Ona, who's just not really that big also, like he's undersized.
Gago ka.
So, hindi, kasi maliit din si Miguel Ona eh, 'di ba? I mean, he's not really that big.
Hindi papasa pag Lasalo UP. Di ba, kalaban?
Exactly, exactly. So, I'm thinking we're talking about the last three roster spots. So, for me, off the top of my head, Beato, just because of the size. And then maybe the last two spots I'll leave for like the Phil Foreign guys. May shooter dito eh. Was it Adam Nakay?
Adam
Adam
Nakay.
Yes.
Nakay?
He's a maybe, but yung just from his description alone in the article,
Advertise a
small and
shooter.
So put him in.
Put him
Put
in.
him in. Okay. Lock. Adam Nakay. Padlock na natin yan. Nicolas Dunque, I know, is like a defensive wing, athletic defensive wing, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, maybe someone like that. I'm not sure about Malakay Boksari. Hindi ko na research. But anything you guys wanna add?
Ako, Sam,
Beato.
I'll agree with
Agree
Beato.
ako kay ako rin. I agree with Beato.
Beato.
You've convinced me. Yeah, they kind of need size nga, no? Just looking at their lineup right now. Si Konate lang talaga yung I think above 6'6" or 6'7" dito sa lineup nila. Or si VJ Perez not that tall, Baguno, Ona, they're not that big din naman. So sige, pasok
So
mo
one
si
more.
Beato.
One more.
So versatile. Pero honestly, I think FPU will run some small ball lineups, diba? With Cholo Nuevo at the 5 or VJ Pre at the 5. Maybe Jaden Jones also, but I think they have that versatility to be able to run small ball. But at the end of the day, you still need height, diba? You can't teach that. So yeah, I think si Beato has to go in. So one more slot. I honestly don't know who we could put in.
Ako, I'll make a case for someone. You know, I want to reserve the slot for the Phil Foreign guys because I don't think si Sean Chambers recruited them just to sit in Team B or something. Pero si Rojan Montemayor got some spot minutes during Phil Oil and the guy can shoot. And another guy who can shoot. So just by that virtue, I think from a maybe, I think we can have a case for him to lock him in. Ang hirap kay Malakay Bok and si Nicolas Dunque, parang hindi pa na nakita eh.
Wala pang
So,
itis. Yeah, wala pang
But-
itis.
I won't be surprised if they make the
Mhm.
lineup just because they were recruited by Sean Chambers, and I doubt the Sean Chambers recruited them just to ride the
That's true.
Team B.
That's a good point.
So but ako si Montemayor just because I've seen the on-court product and what he can do.
Oy,
Honestly-
let's go Maui.
Yeah, just to end lang about the Phil-Am recruits of Sean Chambers. Honestly, I think season 88 onwards natin makikita or even 89 pa yung totoong recruitment ni Sean Chambers. Remember, it takes time to recruit and build the team. Diba? It's just fortunate also that he has a very good batch of players from Diliman, diba? From FU Diliman. But we'll see. Aside from Jaden Jones, I don't know what to expect from the other guys that he recruited this offseason. Maybe it's partly because we lack the eye test. Diba? We really can't assess them right now. But yung hype din surrounding them. I'm just basing it on that. Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, okay. So, for us, we'll put in Montemayor, Gab's final pick for the 16th roster. But for our listeners out there, alam namin marami kayong mga FEU fans dyan na nagko-comment din in the past. Sino sa tingin nyo yung dapat final 16-man roster? Baka napanood nyo na yung ibang mga Phil Foreigners, may insider info kayo. Let us know down below. Comment down below. Don't forget, like this video, share with your friends, subscribe. Malapit na UAAP season. We are going to do a lot of content for that, definitely. So please subscribe, stay tuned. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.